Thinkers. Hello. It's me, Quizmaster Jack, here on Thinking Game Trivia. And what we're doing for you today is playing through Buzzword. Pop culture. It's week 31. Still got target scores. This one is 102. And as I was doing my test video, I just thought, like, my hands look so big when I have them up like this. I never realized how big my hands look when I do this. I don't know if people look at me when they're reading or watching these videos, but I don't have my hands on screen that much. And right now I'm just really conscious of how big my hands are. But we'll put that aside to try to answer some trivia questions.
Because this show's final segment did not originally air in Canada, a host often signs off while waving a Canadian flag. Tony Reali was the stat boy on this show.
Pardon the interruption. Only one P. Well, three Ps, but one P where I wanted it to be. Yeah, Tony Reali stat boy. There was a time in high school where I would routinely watch Pardon the Interruption at 4:30 every day. Central Time Zone. Hit me up if you're in the Central Time Zone. Post like this video if you're in the Central Time Zone. And I think I would, if I did the sports questions in that time period, I probably would have got a lot more of them because I was watching and consuming sports knowledge a lot more. I don't know. Pardon the Interruption may have actually, it was an enjoyable show to watch, probably because of the people on it. But I think it initiated this idea that being right or wrong about sports was some sort of competition in itself, when I don't like, there's too much talk about sports. You don't need to talk about sports that much. You can just enjoy them. You can just watch them as they happen, enjoy them while they happen, and then move on, not think about them. But I guess on ESPN, when you need to fill 24 hours, you get people like Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless just yelling. Mad Dog Russo just yelling. Anyway, a sports-related question in pop culture. Interesting.
In this song, images of coffee blossoms contrast with tropic diseases and the money owing. This song, which forms as a debate between Rosalia and Anita, notes that Puerto Rico's in the title location.
What?
For 10 points, what West Side Story show tune claims I like to be in the title?
It's just America. Okay. Yeah, I don't know the West Side Story oeuvre so much. Lyrics by Sondheim, music by Bernstein. But I think the thing about West Side Story is that it's like 2/3 a dance show. And I don't think speaking of hot takes on sports, here's hot takes on musicals. I don't think the music is all that memorable. But, I never worked a production of it, so I may be a little, there's Officer Kurt. Yeah. All right. The music is good, but like there's a lot of dream ballet in West Side Story.
This man plays Leonard, the leader of a group that demands that a gay couple commit a sacrifice in the film Knock at the Cabin.
I think Bautista is the leader of that group. Yes. Dave Bautista is the leader of that group. Rupert Grint, I think, is one of the other cult members. I don't know. There's a woman in that group too, but I don't remember who it is. But Dave Bautista and Rupert Grint. Drax the Destroyer and Rupert Grint here telling you to make a sacrifice to save the world.
This song's original version, which repeats the line got to have it, appeared on 1965's Otis Blue. King Curtis played sax on a cover of this song that added the refrain "Sock it to me" and the line "Find out what it means to me."
RESPECT. Yeah, sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me. Yeah, originally that song was originally written from the perspective of the male member of the couple. And when Aretha sang it, they rewrote it so it was from the female perspective. I don't know why I put it in all caps. I think when you spell stuff out, It tends to be in all caps, but luckily they are caps agnostic.
In a 2008 game, this character dodges Sheriff Zapata's bombs in the Serpent Shrine. If this bubble-collecting character created by Media Molecule dies, he respawns.
It's got to be Sackboy is really the only Media Molecule person, I would say, or mascot from Little Big Planet, which was Sony's attempt to make make a mascot that would rival Mario. That didn't quite work out, so now it's Astrobot. Crash didn't work out. Yep, Crash Bandicoot didn't work out. Sackboy didn't work out. So now that we're on the PS5, it's Astrobot. Little Big Planet was fun. I'm not a games creator person. I'd rather just play the games. I don't need to make games in games.
A member of this family buys gypsum infested with mites while producing the play Sans, which was written by the untalented Willa. Another member of this family founded a media company that merged with Waystar. Connor.
It's Roy, right? Yeah, they're the Roys. Yeah. Succession. It was Waystar. Like Roy Waystar ends up being the name of the company at some point. I've never watched a single episode. I have watched various summary videos.
In this film, a criminal named Ben performs a lip-synced rendition of Roy Orbison's In Dreams. This film, set in Lumberton, begins with a college student played by Kyle MacLachlan.
Okay, it is Blue Velvet. I think it's Blue Velvet. Yeah, Kyle MacLachlan, In Dreams, lip sync. I think it's got to be Blue Velvet. I think I only watched that for my film noir class when I was the very last semester of school I was in. My senior Who Cares class was a film noir class and a linguistics class. I did better in the film noir class, I'll tell you that. And we had an interesting thing, like the final project we did was essentially do a podcast about a film noir. The one I did was Mulholland Drive. But yeah, we definitely watched Blue Velvet. Kyle MacLachlan, Dennis Hopper, Isabella Rossellini. This
superhero, who works at Ivy University, briefly shared a comic book with Hawkman in the 1960s. His ex-wife, Jean Loring, becomes an insane villain in Identity Crisis. Traveling through phone lines is a tactic used by, for 10 points,
phone lines.
What Justice League member who is able to shrink himself?
It's the Atom? I think it's the Atom. Okay. Ooh, that's kind of a deeper DC. The Ant-Man of DC, up an Atom.
This company's Featherly Friends line has over 300 statuettes of fabric birds. This company, whose in-house brands include Good and Gather, has naming rights to the arena of the NBA's Timberwolves. A 2020...
It's Target. All right. Using sports knowledge. Sports knowledge again. They did sports in pop culture. And I'm much better at those. I know where the Timberwolves play for a bunch of reasons. It's right next to Target Field, where the Twins play.
This man's 4 studio albums, including Oxnard, are titled for LA area place names. This 4-time Grammy winner teamed up with a 16-time Grammy winner to record Skate and Leave the Door Open. Bruno Mars formed Silk Sonic with...
It's Anderson .Paak. All right. 141 is definitely better than 102. Quite better. That's a big increase. But that's what happens when you get all 10 questions right. I literally know nothing about Anderson .Paak except he's in Silk Sonic with Bruno Mars. But you take those. A pretty good pop culture week. Not gonna lie. Feel pretty good about that one. All right, for pop culture, we may be on Place Watch. We'll see. When I finally edit this video, Future Jack will say what place I got in pop culture, because I'm currently in 3rd. With 2 days left to play, but I think most of the people play by this point. So we'll see. A good pop culture week. Let's see if that chains into a good sports week. I've already answered 2 sports questions. But here in sports, our target score is 87.
While on this team, Dan Carter accumulated nearly 1,600 points, a test match world record. A frond of silver fern is the logo of this team, which trails only the Springboks in number of World Cup wins in rugby. For 10 points, what national team performs ka mate in it?
It's like, all right, Australia or New Zealand waiting for more rugby clues. I guess New Zealand's absolutely more of a powerhouse in rugby than Australia. Because Australia made their own football. That or Fiji. I guess All Blacks is probably a much better answer, but New Zealand's fine too.
In 2012, this team used poison pill offers to sign Omer Ashik and Jeremy Lin. This team would have gotten Pau Gasol in a 2011 trade vetoed for basketball reasons. This team made a 2012 trade with the Thunder under then GM Daryl Morey. For 10 points, from 2012 to 2021, what team employed James Harden?
The Hornets? Because they're talking about that Chris Paul thing, and I thought that was that the Hornets? The Rockets. Okay. Basketball. Multi-word answer. A pre-prompt. It's been so long.
This specific technique can result in either 2 or 4 points in arena football. Seattle's Michael Dixon has occasionally used this technique that in 2006 was used by the Patriots' Doug Flutie to score.
It's a drop kick. Yeah, some sweet drop kick knowledge. Doug Flutie, I believe, has performed the most recent and probably final drop kick in the NFL. I even forget how many points. I think you just get 3 points for doing a drop kick, but nobody. Why would you do it? Why would you do it? There's no reason to do it. Belichick let Flutie do it because Flutie was like, hey, man, I'm old. I just want to do it once. And when they were up a lot of points, Belichick was like, sure, Doug, go ahead.
In this year, Krista Rothenberger became the only person to win medals at the same year's Summer and Winter Olympics.
Okay,
this year's Winter Olympics inspired the films Eddie the Eagle and Cool Runnings. For 10 points, name this year whose Olympic host cities were Calgary and Seoul.
Calgary was 1992. I think it was 1992. Oh, 1988. I thought Cool Runnings was in the 90s. The movie was, obviously, but I thought the Olympics were too. That's a weird diverging point where they started offsetting the Summer and Winter Olympics. Yeah, so it was 1988, and then the next Winter Olympics was 1994 in Lillehammer. Well, they hit my 2 weak points already. Basketball in years.
In this man's career year, 2017, he broke Darren Erstad's record for most RBI by a leadoff hitter. When this outfielder retired in 2024, he had played more games than anyone in his franchise's history except Todd Helton. For 10 points, what Colorado Rockies outfielder was nicknamed Chuck Nasty?
Is that Charlie Blackmon? All right, a full question about Charlie Black. Again, you give me a first name, I could probably give you a last name.
Since 2022, this team's organization has employed Jody Meeks as a coach. In the 2025 offseason, this team traded with the Wizards for Jordan Poole and gave up an unprotected pick to draft Derek Queen. The Smoothie King Center is the home of...
I think that's where the Kings play. I probably could have waited, but I'm pretty sure that's where I think the Kings also play at Smoothie King. Or it was... Nah, they play at Mattress King, I think. Either way. I think there's two... I thought there was 2 Smoothie Kings. Anyway, probably should have waited on that.
Since 2006, this state has hosted the U.S. Pond Hockey Championships. A college team in this state plays for 2 rivalry trophies co-named for former coach John Mariucci. This state's NHL team is captained by Kirill Kaprizov.
I sat on it. Mariucci. I mean, there's Paul Bunyan's axe, and there's the pig, the brown pig. But yeah, the pond hockey. The Minnesota's the only place that plays pond hockey. I should have gotten it off of that. That's on me. I'm a bad Minnesotan.
In 2025, a retired athlete who holds this sport's record for most career championships resigned from its governing body after trying to reopen his stable. Sponsors award winners in this sport a white envelope of...
I'm just going to say this is sumo. Sumo has a lot of stables. Yeah, okay. Just kind of, I don't know. Haven't heard that news about whatever the controversy was, but a thing where they're asking you for a sport and they mention stables, and it didn't really make sense to be like horse racing. Probably sumo, because they put together sumo houses where a bunch of sumo wrestlers live together, eat so many calories together, and train together, and do all that, and that's maintained by a leader, usually a former sumo.
This team won a crucial game on cutoff man Wayne Garrett's ball on the wall play off opponent Dave Augustine. At a clubhouse meeting with owner Donald Grant, this team's pitcher Tug McGraw shouted, "You gotta believe."
Tug McGraw.
Oakland won the 1973 World Series over for 10 points. What Shea Stadium
They said Shea Stadium.
In a 2015 game, this man intercepted Tony Romo on back-to-back plays. This man, who set a Boston College tackles record in 2011, was the youngest ever defensive player of the year. Concussions forced his 2020 retirement only 8 years into his career. For 10 points, name this Panthers linebacker.
Oh, Luke Kuechly. This isn't how you spell it. Maybe that's how you spell it? I'm so close. I'm so close. They'll give me that. Look at. I just switched some stuff around. Either way, that's only going to be 10 points. That'll get me to 83, which was not enough. I could not continue the momentum, but they asked about so many basketball things in so many years, which were, I think, the ones I got wrong. Basketball in years. My true weakness when it comes to sports. That's it for week 31. Thanks for watching me here on Thinking Game Trivia. I appreciate it a lot. You can show your support by liking this video, putting a comment up, subscribing to the channel. A bunch of other videos too you can watch. You can play Buzzword yourself at naqt.com/Buzzword. Only, 10? Only a few weeks left here in 2025. And they'll be even later by the time you're watching this video. But check them out. It's good stuff. We'll see you next time.